Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Chewy, ticker symbol CHWY. And so here I am recording this on Tuesday, September 17th, after the market has closed, and Chewy closed at a price of 32.07, being down almost 2% on the day. And so, yeah, I wanted to follow up on Chewy because it has had a pretty massive run from the lows that were hit on August 5th. It is now up about, 60% from the highs today, about 68%. So a very nice run, but I do think that it might be topping as we did get a pullback, a higher high hit today, but then closing lower. So that could be suggesting that the top is in. Also, it does look like it has come up to the golden pocket, having broken just above the 65% level at 32.33, hitting a high today of 33.18. And one thing that I did want to point out is that earlier in the day, when it hit 33.17, I actually put up a post on the channel for members only, going over the chart, how I do think that the top could be in and where I think it could be pulling back to. I wasn't sure what the high would be for the day. At the time, it was 33.17. And as it turns out, that was not the high. It did go up 1 penny more. But I just kind of wanted to have a preliminary analysis in case members were holding Chewy and, were concerned with the pullback. And so, maybe this is just a slight pullback. We see a rally tomorrow and we get up to the 786, right around $35. Here it is marked at 34.96. But if in case the top is in, what are some levels to the downside we might be pulling back to? So I wanted to go over those. But if in case it does rally higher tomorrow and we do see it continue higher following the FOMC meeting, which could happen. And as we can see here, looking at the MACD, we saw this little green hump here, looked like a top was in there, but then there was a secondary hump and we did hit a higher high. Maybe we start to see the MACD pull back some and then we get a secondary high. But we may not, as we did hit 74.10 in the RSI yesterday on the 16th. It does look like it is pulling back, and maybe we are going to see price pull back a little bit more. And so that is where I stand. I do think that Chewy will be pulling back. And so, yeah, I just wanted to go over, how I'm coming up with these levels, just drawing a Fibonacci here from the low of 1975 coming up to the high of today of 33.18. And so from that, we can see these levels to the downside. When I had drawn this earlier today, when the high for the day was 33.17, the 236 was exactly at $30 a share. So I thought that was pretty cool, as I did have this purple line marked here at $30 a share. Maybe we could be pulling back to right around that level. We did have some wicks over here, could be acting as support, as well as a number of candles coming up to that level over here. But then if we do take a step back in time, that line does originate back in 2022 in October, as well as getting a bounce here in June of 2023, actually the end of May. So that was, a level of support in the past, and we have more recently seen it acting as resistance. Could be support if we do pull back to it, especially, not only because of $30 being a psychological level, but because of that 236. But what stands out to me as being a little bit more compelling is coming back to right around $28 a share. Not only do we have 28.05 being the 382 here, but we also have a lot of consolidation just below that level. And with these highs over here, that resistance coming up to a level of right around 27.57, which was the closing price on July 16th. So I could see price pulling back to 28. If it does go lower, The golden pocket is right around $25 a share, so maybe that acts as support. And, if it does go even lower than that, the 786 is at 22.62. So maybe price pulls back to there. And, something that would coincide with those levels moving forward into the future is this uptrend that I have drawn here from the low that was hit on April 25th, as well as the other pivot point being the low from May 24th. We can see those 2 points there. It does look like that was a pretty good predictor for the low that we hit on August 5th, which was at a price of $19.75. And so that confluence of levels there, with that as well as the 786 from the run up at 1991, the 786 does correspond with that uptrending level, and that would be right around a month from now, around October 11th. I think we could be seeing price pulling back to around 22.62 is that 786. Or, if it takes a little bit more time to pull back, maybe we find that golden pocket right around 25 being support, and that would be around the middle of November. But, I think that first stop is probably right around $28 a share. Hopefully we get a bounce there in a continuation higher up to 35. But if not, I do think that 25, if not 22.62 or right around 23, could be the bottom before we get the next moves higher, as I do think the top could be in. Although one good thing about the red candle for today is it was previously earlier in the day looking like it'd be a bearish engulfing candle, but we didn't get that. We got a close at 32.07, which was just above the opening price from the 16th, which was at a price of $32 and no change. And so no bearish engulfing candle there, but it does look like it could be putting in a top. But, maybe this is negated following the FOMC and we do see a massive rally continue up to 35. But I just wanted to throw it out there that I think it looks like it's putting in a topping signal. Maybe I'm wrong about that, as I am not always correct. But I do think that 28 would be a good time to start adding back in, and also preparing for lower like 25 and or 23. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, you guys.